Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today I'm going to make a geode dress. I washed and dried the dress, soaked it in a soda ash solution for at least 20 to 30 minutes. I spun it out of my Panda spin dryer and so it's just barely damp. I also have it turned inside out. To begin the geode, I'm finding a place on the dress where I'd like the center of the geode to be, pinching that area, sliding my hand down to where I'd like the bottom of the geode to be, and that's where I'm going to start tying my sinew. I'm wrapping my sinew tight and pulling it until it locks down. The reason why I'm using sinew on this dress is because wherever I put a sinew line, when I tighten it down, because it's waxed, it won't allow any of the dye to go under that area, and I'll have some white lines left in the dress. I'm varying the amount of lines that I put in each geode, the width of them, how far apart the lines are. I'm trying to make it as random as possible. Because it's nature, I like for it to look more natural and random. Now I'm cutting the sinew off and beginning another geode. I'm going to continue this process of tying geodes on the dress until the entire dress is tied up. Then I'm going to put it aside and let it dry out before I begin applying the dye. For thicker folds like these geodes, I find that I get better color saturation with the ice dyeing if I dye them when they're dry. Before I begin applying the dye, I need to make myself some kind of ice barrier so that the ice just doesn't fall off of the dress. So for that, I'm going to use some silicone cake molds. I purchased these at Amazon, and I'll leave a link down in the description for the video for where I got these and several of the other useful tie-dye items that I use. I really like using the cake molds for the ice dyes because you can bend them around and mold them around any kind of an unusual shape. To hold them tight against the dress, I am using some wooden clothespins and attaching them to the rack that I have the dress laid on. Then when I get to the end to attach the cake molds together, I'm going to use a binder clip. Whenever I do a geode, I like to go out on the internet and do a search for stones, gemstones, geodes, try to find something in nature that has got a color pattern that I find interesting. So for inspiration for this dress, I'm using fluorite. You can look it up on the internet and get a feel for the coloring of it. Majority of the coloring of fluorite is like a blue-green color, purples and pinks. So to choose my colors, I pulled up a photo of a piece of fluorite, pulled all of my color swatches, and matched colors that were in that natural piece of fluorite. The colors that I chose, I'm just going to apply randomly on the dress. Okay, so now it's time to start applying the dye. I'm beginning with Bubblegum from Dharma Trading Company, and the Bubblegum is a light pink color. Followed by Parakeet from Dharma Trading Company, and the Parakeet is a blue-green shade. The third color is Grape from Custom Colors. Followed by Wisteria from Pro Chemical and Dye. Lavender from Dharma Trading Company. Cotton Candy from Pro Chemical and Dye. and deep purple from Dharma Trading Company. Now I'm going to add an additional sprinkle of soda ash, and I'm doing this to make sure that as all of the ice melts and it runs throughout the dress, I still have plenty of soda ash that remains in my dress to react with the dye properly. Then I'm going to place the ice on top. Over the top of the ice, I'm going to add a color called Winter White from Pro Chemical and Dye. I'm mainly adding this as a filler color and a color to add a little extra depth and dimension to the dress. I came back after the first layer of ice had melted and added another layer. Let it go ahead and continue to melt and process. After the second layer melted, I came back and gently lifted up the dress, and all of the dye had come through really well. So I left the dress alone and continued to let it process for about 36 to 48 hours. Then I rinsed it out really well, washed it in some Dharma textile detergent and hot water, dried it in the dryer with no fabric softener, and this is what it looks like. I really like the way the dress looks. It definitely does have the look of fluorite. There's a little hint of the blue-green, the purple, the pink. I even think one of the geodes on the back of the dress, down toward the bottom, looks like a pair of sunglasses. You never know what you're going to end up with the geodes. I love how unique each one of them is. Hey, if you guys are enjoying watching these videos, I sure would appreciate it if you'd hit the big red subscribe button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.